Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer myself and I offer this work at your lotus feet. Sai Ram, everyone. What is our purpose? Why are we here? I believe it is oneness. First and foremost, unity within ourselves, thoughts, words, and deeds. Next, unity with others. And finally, unity with the divine. How can we utilize our Sai Centers to achieve this oneness? A few weeks ago was Easter Sunday. My sister and I, many of you know her as I Am AI, Authentic Intelligence. And I have to give her credit, she did most of the work for the Easter program. We had to come up with an Easter program for Sunday. So we, put together a bunch of unison songs, worked with the center, we did a rehearsal, we had a guitarist, we had a keyboard player, we were all set. We even worked with 2 SSE students and we told them, hey, we'll coach you. You come up here, write a script, talk about Easter, let's get the message of Christ across. We did all this work. Guess what? 2 hours before the program, who didn't show up? One of the SSE students. The instrumentalist just happened to be out of town mysteriously. It was great. 2 hours before, it was our job to scramble and figure out what the heck are we gonna do? So one of the lone standing SSE students said, okay, Priya, Sai, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, I'll talk for both of us. I'll give the whole speech. And we said, yeah, you go, girl. We will stand behind you. You give that speech. And then I looked at my sister and said, this is going to be a disaster. You got to do something. So my sister, in her divine inspiration, came up with a very quick, powerful talk on Christ and sacrifice and all this cool stuff, right? We show up at the center. Not only is there a guitar player, a keyboard player, and a percussionist with electronic drum set, okay? My sister's speech, amazing. The entire center felt moved with the power of Christ. The unison songs were so powerful that the devotional coordinator came up to us and said, hey, can you guys do the Eid program next week? An SSE student heard this, and she came up to us, and she said, can I speak for Eid? If you take 1 step towards him, he will take 99 towards you. All of this drama made me remember my own personal experiences in the Sai Center. You see, it takes a village to raise a child. When I was 13 and when my sister was 6, our mom died from ovarian cancer. The aunties from our center took me to school every single day, taught me how to cook, gave us food, took us clothes shopping. We would not be here if it weren't for those aunties. Beyond that love, and support, the Sai Center gave me opportunities. When I was in SSE, we wrote, directed, acted in plays. We sang, we came together, we created bands, we composed songs. We started a service project that lasted 15 years, only stopped because of COVID. And that was when we were in 8th grade. All these skills, all of this conviction Swami gave me were imbibed with love, truth, righteousness, peace, and nonviolence. And guess what? Those are superpowers. Superpowers that I was able to take to my professional life. I'm a doctor. I take care of women, underserved women. I've made a commitment to that. I do surgery. I deliver babies. I love my job. But guess what? Every doctor was once a resident, and residency is torture. So my residency was 4 years. It was in Ohio. And guess what? I was the first person of color in 10 years. I was surrounded by women who looked like Barbie. Can you imagine the amount of estrogen in that program? I also was the most hated person in that program. They treated me like garbage. I got screamed at every day. I wanted to quit. Listen, I lost my mom. You don't think, I know what struggle is. I know what difficulty is. And still, I wanted to leave. An interesting opportunity arose. How many people here, raise your hand, if you have done Swami's Jyoti meditation? Okay, pretty much everybody, right? Yeah. I had the crazy idea of doing this Jyoti meditation with my fellow co-residents. Yeah, I know, nuts. I sat them all down, turned off the lights, lit a candle, had them sit back straight, did the whole thing. And I said, envision a flame or a light bulb if you want. Bring it through your body, let it cleanse you. Spread it to everyone, especially people you don't get along with. And here I am, like, furiously spreading love to these people, right? Okay. Sorry, now I'm losing my train of thought. At the end of that session, I was given a lot of feedback. The first was, thank you for talking about the light bulb because I envisioned the world in flames. The second was, I'm going to go and shoot beams of light at the surgeon I'm working with because he's a jerk. I said, great. And the third was, I'm going to teach this to my kid because I want her to be grounded. After all this, everything changed overnight. I was treated differently. Patients of color were treated differently. Somali refugees who residents rolled their eyes at when they were struggling to push were not treated that way. Spanish patients who asked for epidurals and were dismissed. That's behavior stopped. Overnight. Look, one meditation, look at his power with godless people. So, I have 3 requests for everyone today in conclusion. The first, let us all strive to have unity of our thoughts, words, and deeds. The second, let us make our Sai Centers celebrations of unity and diversity, where a person walking down the street can walk in and feel welcome no matter what their background is. The third, let us create communities and villages for our children where we raise them to have these opportunities, get these superpowers, these skills, let them be leaders, not just in our Sai community, but in the world. Imagine a president who lived love all, serve all. Imagine that world where children could go to school and be safe. If we could raise the next generations of leaders who live, love all, serve all, and do his work in the communities and in the world, we would have a completely different world. Jai Sai Ram.